Tuesday, the 22nd. Right now, oh, let me turn this down. I'm not sure if the days are going by fast or slow. For some instances and things that I want to happen is going too slow. And for some instances and things that I want to happen or don't want to happen, it's going too fast. But anyway, good morning, guys. I realized that I've been coming on live about 7:30. Now, normally, I would be closer to the highway by now, but every other day is different. You know, I guess people called out Monday, and then today's Tuesday, so now everybody's making up for lost time from yesterday. So I am not on the highway like I normally would come to you guys and be out on the highway. I am sitting here looking crazy. Traffic was crazy yesterday. It was easy to get in yesterday. Yesterday after evening, getting off work, it took me about an hour to get. No, it took me like an hour and 20 minutes to get to Sophia. I was annoyed, but I'm about to be annoyed now because like the light screen, you know how the light screen and then it turns and then just be sitting there looking crazy. So yeah, but that's me. It's all good. How did you guys sleep? I'm assuming a part of one of my once again, straight up, death to perimenopause, that is. But I don't know, it's one of the symptoms like insomnia, because I be physically tired and I be in the bed, but then I just be up scrolling or doom scrolling, you know. Minding other people's business on social media. But yeah, so I probably didn't go to sleep till like 1:15, 1:30 last night. Well, this morning. So, needless to say, I'm trying to make those hours up because I was down in the bed by like 9:45. Okay. I was down in the bed by 9:45. It took me till 1:15, 1:20, which is ridiculous. But, you know, I always tell myself, well, at least you was laying down. I was going to let this kidnapping van go, but remember the white vans back in the day? Every second you thought you was going to be kidnapped. I told Sophia about that. I said, listen, if you see a white van, do not go next to it. And if you see somebody go out looking like they're coming towards you, haul ass. Because the white vans still have not failed, okay? They are doing movies, still grabbing people and driving off. Okay? You might get caught more nowadays more than they did back in the day. It was bad back in the day, but it wasn't. But it was. You know what I mean? But anywho, so yesterday I told y'all about how I was bad about my nails. And I went and got them done. And of course they did it for free. Like I said, I spent 40 minutes being annoyed. He still did an okay job. And I originally said that the guy who originally did them, that I wasn't going to let him do my nails. But I did end up letting him do my nails. I was extremely tired by the time I got there, so I couldn't really raise hell the way I was originally intending to. Because I had called him like 11 o'clock yesterday, and I was like, listen, yesterday morning I called, and I was like, y'all was closed yesterday. I said, but my nails are lifted. So he was like, well, which ones? All of them. Even though that's not true, but I have to exaggerate because I was just that annoyed. Because it's one thing that I had to spend yesterday was time, and of course, as we know, that's not something you can get back. So I don't be having an extra minute for anything that I don't have extra minutes for, and I don't have extra minutes for a lot. But either way, they got redone, and so we'll see what it's given. Because it took approximately 2 days for the nails he did do to be jacked up. So we'll see how long. See if these are jacked up. If these get jacked up, then I'm not gonna go to him and complain. I'm gonna just I am gonna complain, but he will not get a third chance. 3 times is a charm, and for me at this point, twice is enough. He won't get a third time to piss me off. So, and I'm annoyed that I let him piss me off once. But, yeah, so anyway, my nails got done. And so, that's good. Listen, let me ask y'all something. Have y'all seen the movie Sinners? Because the people said to get down to the theaters ASAP. They said get down to the theaters ASAP. They said this is an excellent horror film. And it's apparently done extremely well. And got like 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. So I'm like, oh, well, I did tell y'all that I was off on Friday. But I had other plans on Friday for my offness. But we'll see. And then it's like, you know how back in the day, going to the movies, you know, you might have made a mistake and saw a movie you wasn't supposed to see. It's like, should I let Sophia see this horror movie, or will I be too horrified? Or should I let her see it so that she can have her core memories of seeing, you know, a movie that will likely be a classic based on how everybody's describing this movie? It's giving that it's going to be a classic in years to come. And so, you know, should I give Sophia an opportunity now to be like, oh my God, when I was 9, I saw that movie and it was AB, you know, and she could just give her little commentary on what it was for her. And then that way, when she sees it again, later on in her life, she'll have a better understanding of what was going on and what is actually scary. Because I'm not a big horror movie fan, but I like more like thrillers and like what do I be liking? I do like a lot of like crime dramas, you know what I mean, action packed, you know, spy, you know, The Blacklist. Do y'all watch The Blacklist? Because that is one of my favorite shows of all time. And it had 9 seasons. And I highly, highly recommend watching The Blacklist. It's so good. And I said it before and I'll say it again. The only person that could save us right now is Raymond Reddington. So if anybody could get James Spader on the line for me, I'd appreciate that. And then, of course, you know, I'm out here calling myself Raymona Reddington. Oh, something else I talked about yesterday. Remember yesterday when I said that my phone was looking like I was filming from a toaster? So my front camera was dirty because 5 minutes after I got off the line, I just wiped it and it was like a clear picture. I was like, oh, okay. You know, that's buying me some time so that I don't have to get another phone. Even though I do need another phone. Y'all not gonna believe this, but I am using an iPhone 10. But guess what? It works. Okay? And look, just wiping the screen makes the picture clear. How lovely. But yeah, look, another white van. Ooh, all these work trucks. Look, another one next to me. Scary. Ooh, they trying to jump me. But yeah, so anyway, yeah, so I'm trying to go see that movie Sinner. And I might have to force Sophia's eyes into this, unless y'all can tell me, unless anybody saw it. And if you don't recommend me like trying that right now, is it a little too mature, or is it given, you know, she saw what she saw, you know, is anything true there? Like, I just I don't know, but I want to see it myself, and then I want to do my own review of how it was. I'm about to be late to work. It's 1:45, and I'm not even on the highway. And it normally takes me, look, every day I have a different story about the highway and how I get from here to there. I mean, I'm not really worried about it, but whatever. We got a team meeting today, and I'm about to be extra rebellious in that meeting. I got a few questions that nobody wants to answer because everybody is always scared to ask the important questions. But I have to do it. I have to do it, y'all. I do have to do it. I know some people might be thinking, you don't have to do it. I do. I do. Every time I have to do it, I do it. And when I don't do it, that's me choosing my battle. Anytime I'm not doing it, that's me choosing my battle. So, yeah, my coworker gonna pull to the sides, you know, asking me questions about work. First of all, like I said, not before 9 o'clock. That's number one. But number two, after they didn't get the answer they wanted, it was like, it's too early. Let me stop you right there. You're right. It is too early, but let's not forget who approached who. Okay? Don't ask me a question and then tell me it's too early because you don't like the answer. It was too early when you got the idea to come to me and say anything in the first place. Okay? That's where you made your mistake. Like I said, not before 9 o'clock. I'm not getting ready to jump on the, what's the name, and start looking up stuff. Like, that's not happening. That's not getting ready to happen. This lady was calling me 3 and 4 times yesterday, and then she's going to send me an email talking about, can you give me a call when you get this message? Baby, I got the message when you was calling. What part are you not getting? My light is on green. You're going to have to send me an email asking me what you want, because I need to prep. I need to prep. I don't like, even though I'm at work, I don't care. It feels like when people call me, it's a cold call. What do you want? I need an email with a preparatory idea of what you might be getting ready to ask me about. But yeah, so I am not nowhere near the highway, y'all. But again, I left on time. So, you know, like I told you before, I'll say it again. I only have an hour. So at the point where I get on the road an hour before, that's it. That's it. I'm not. If I carve out an hour to drive. If it takes longer than that, I'm pissed, no doubt about it. But if that makes me late, is what I'm saying, then I don't know. But I'm not carving out an hour and a half on purpose. Like, I'm not getting up any earlier than I've been getting up. That's not happening. And so, but once again, it underscores why I have filed for my for me to be, you know, back at the house for a couple of days. Because, like I said, 5 days, I didn't do it. I cannot do it. And they asked me about it yesterday. Oh, they wasn't annoyed. Well, we don't want to get all in your business, but, you know, what's the reason that you can't come in 5 days a week? Ooh, the same reason I've been not being able to come in 5 days a week. I ain't got time for this. You know what I mean? And why don't I have time? You know, the people really think that we working remote or we just blah, blah, blah. I mean, don't get me wrong. They're the ones who call it work-life balance. And that's true. I'm on a meeting, I'm on a call, I'm working, but then I'm also washing clothes. Maybe I'm prepping dinner. You know what I mean? So, or lunch or whatever. Maybe I run to the store. All of that is included in work-life balance. That's the whole point. And so, you take work-life balance, you are really shifting my mind, my schedule, and you know, now you're making me put my time management in a situation where I'm gonna choose the things that I would prefer to do at my house first. I mean, or you know, even, but then you know, what I want to do starts doing this, cause you know, I back in the day, I had a job with a supervisor who is on Facebook. She told me, don't care about this more than they gonna care about it. Like, you putting way too much of your energy into caring about something that doesn't matter to anybody else right now but you. Baby. The light. Okay, the light, when she said that, the light started shining so bright. I was like, oh snap. I said, she's absolutely right. I took it to heart. I never forgot it, and I have never operated in that way since. No. So, and then I applied that across the board. Nothing. If you don't care about it, I promise you I don't care. I assure you, it don't matter to me. It's never going to matter to me more than it matters to you. Ever. So, and that's just that, you know, I don't feel any kind of way about that except what I just said. And that's that. But yeah. So, I mean, I just can't believe how it's about to be 8 o'clock in 10 minutes and I still ain't on the highway. But, because I don't like being late like that, but it is what it is, you know. I'm not getting ready to call and be like, I'm going to be, what's the name? Oh, wait, you see how I got the phone up, right? This is how we held the phone back in the day. When you tell your children, I asked Sophia to pretend she holding the phone. She held the phone like this, and I was crying, y'all. I was like, what is this? This is a damn iPhone. This is a cell phone right here. This is a cell phone. and this is a telephone. Crying. I was like, okay, it's accurate. That's pretty accurate. That's accurate. This is a telephone. This is a cell phone. She was like, hello, pretend you got a phone. Hello. Just crying. But yeah. So I got home late last night, but hopefully that won't happen again today. Because everybody be leaving. The people. First of all, my coworkers, all of them, everybody on my team except me is on a compressed schedule. So everybody's been at the office at this point since 6 something. I'm the one getting to work late. I'm the only one that starts at 8. Needless to say, when everybody leaves at 3 o'clock, I check out at 3. I was going to check out at 3 anyway, but I absolutely check out at 3. Because now I know I don't have anybody to bother me. Nobody to ask me any more questions. If nobody on my team is there, it's like, what, I'm supposed to be the skeleton crew? I don't think so. I'm not on the skeleton crew, okay? Like I've always said before, you know how like you be like at work and they might have like an incentive, be like, oh, these people can leave early and these people can do this. Like I always tell them, listen, I'm never on the crew that's taking an L, okay? If there's a group of us or y'all gonna pick people who leave early, I have to be one of those people every time. Because the truth is, whatever you're trying to get me to do, I'm not going to do it. So it doesn't matter. I've realized over the years, oh my God, I'm extremely rebellious. And when I was in school, when I went to Livingstone, they told me when I was in the band, rebellious equals buff. And they had us running around, literally. The stadium, doing push-ups because of the rebellion. I almost missed my what's the name? I'd have been pissed running my mouth so much, not paying attention, because that happens. That happens to me several times. Just going on and on. Okay, so now I'm hitting the highway now. So that's good. But yeah. So last night I was supposed to be giving Sophia turkey necks for dinner, but I didn't feel like heating it up, going to the refrigerator. I was gonna make some rice, some new rice or whatever, some fresh rice. I said I can't do it. I didn't get to the house till 7 o'clock. Now, I told you, I got into the bed by 9:30, 9:45. That means from 7 o'clock to 9:30, 9:45, that's all the time I had for myself. Or to do whatever needed to be done. Or you got to borrow from sleep, right? A lot of times I'm not willing to do that. And so, and that's something I realized I got to work on. Because if you want certain things done, you're going to have to borrow from sleep. Well, you know what I mean? Like, you got to squeeze it in your schedule some kind of way. Time management. Which is another reason why I'm willing to be an expat. Because I'm over the rat race. But, so anyway, my point is, so yesterday, the American Deli is next door to the nail shop. So I was like, all right, I'll just get her some rice or whatever, some wings. So she wanted the barbecue wings. I got her that. I'm in American Deli. This man came in, okay, looking me up and down. Okay, now I'm already sitting down. He looked at me. I looked at him. You know, I'm not thinking anything of it. He was like, you want a cup? So I said, excuse me? He said, calm down. This is why I'm never going to have a man. And it's all good. Because anyway, I'll talk about that if I remember in a little bit. But he's like, right, lady, pay attention. What the hell going on? These people are shook. When they drive, these people be nervous. I mean, Jesus Christ. Listen, anyway, pissing me off. That's the point I'm making. But anyway, so the man comes in. He's extra short. It's giving midget status. And can you say midget? I mean, I can say midget. I don't know if y'all can see it. I can say midget. So it was giving midget status or whatever. But he looked at me up and down even though I'm sitting. So he was like, do you want a cup? And I was like, excuse me? He was like, oh, every time when I get a combo from here and it comes with a drink, I don't get a drink. Do you want to give your daughter the drink? I said, yes. She will have a Dr. Pepper with no ice. So, so of course, me saying that obviously is giving consent, at least according to him. So then he's like, she gets the Dr. Pepper. I kind of turn around to grab the Dr. Pepper, and he's mouthing the words like, "Are you single?" I said, "Yes." "Are you?" He was like, "Yeah, and I have my own place." "Oh, excellent, as you should, you know." So, and that's what I said. So then he was just like, so he ordered his food, and he came back over. She got the drink, and we're sitting there, and I'm just thinking, you know, I'm kind of like this, like looking around, like trying to give the whole, like, you know, you gave me the drink, but no, you know what I mean? So, he's like, you know, my name is James, and so I was like, Jimmy, and he was like, James, and I said, Jimmy, and then he was like, I prefer James. I said, all right, Jim. And then I cracked him, you know, I'm cracking myself up, just doing too much or whatever. And then so he was like, so where you from? And I was like, Queens. And he was like, Jersey? Jersey? I could never be from dirty Jersey. No offense, but, you know, whatever. And so I was like, Queens. And then he was like, I kept saying Queens. When people ask me where I'm from, I say Queens. And so he was like, I said New York. And then he was like, oh, yeah. And then he was like, the Bronx? See, you're pissing me off, sir. Like, this is, take this goddamn Dr. Pepper back. Because me getting the Dr. Pepper means that I have to indulge in this conversation. Pissing me off, okay? I already just got off work. I just got my nails done after I should have just been able to go straight home, okay? Now I'm having to purchase something at American Deli. And now here you go thinking, because you gave me a damn Dr. Pepper, that we have to have a conversation about a state in which you don't even know the 5 boroughs. So when he said the Bronx, I said never. I could never be from the Bronx. Sorry. But everybody that's on my timeline is from Queens, even if you live somewhere else. So y'all already know what I'm saying. So I was like, no, I said Queens. And then y'all, I named all the boroughs just so he could kind of get an understanding. He was like, oh yeah, I don't know nothing about that. Right. So then stop trying to, so then he gonna ask me about my headscarf. He was like, so do you always wear your headscarf? I said, I have locks. He's like, oh, okay. I was like, you know, a part of why I wear a headscarf is to protest. He said, protest what? And he did his face like that. Sir, you can get the hell out of my face. I said, I be protesting through fashion. Oh, okay. He's like, yeah, because when I saw you, I said, oh, yeah, she must be protesting something. Sir, you did not say that. You did not say that to yourself because you just told me. First of all, you just asked me, did I always wear the scarf? You would have led with what you thought, if that's what you thought. There's no way you thought I was protesting because I had this on. Now, I was going to get into the teen on law, but I understood that he didn't understand because right off the gate, he was like, oh, okay. Now, I didn't appreciate him asking me about my head wrap because I felt like it was giving like whatever beauty standard he had in his head. He needed to ask about it first, I guess, before he decided whether I was qualified, right? Which I always find funny or whatever. And so, meanwhile, he has no hair on his head. Don't ask me about what's going on top of here, and you can't grow one follicle. Don't do it. So, he was like, but yeah, you look nice. I said, thank you. So then he was like, can I get your number? And I was like, well, no. I said, because, you know, I'm not dating right now. Like, I'm not dating right now. He was like, so you can't have a friend? I said, I could, but I already have friends. I was like, and so if we become friends, then it's going to turn into this and that. I said, and I don't want it to turn into anything. I'm not interested. You know, I'm like, he's like, oh, I'm just saying, like, we could be cool. Sir, we're cool right now. Look at me being cool right now. Look at me, okay? I was like, I'm not interested. I'm not dating right now. I'm not doing that. He's like, dang, man. I said, so then he was like, I'm gonna fight for it. Now, like I said, the nigga was like I said, he was probably about 4'11", Okay? So needless to say, I was about to dunk on his ass. Okay? I was about to put him in a headlock. Okay? That's how I felt. Because it was just like, so then he stood up and he tried to like Napoleon complex me. You know what I mean? And then he looked me up and down like I was short. Sir, I got on flats and I'm about to dunk on you. Okay? Further making my point of why I ain't got time. This man gonna tell me that I'm gonna miss out on a good man. Sir, let me tell y'all something. And just like I had to tell him. You know, goodness is a consensus. Okay? Goodness is not a self-proclamation. It's not that you can't have confidence, right, and believe that you're a good person, but you're taking being a good person to another level when you decide that you're a good man as far as a relationship. You don't decide whether or not you're good. I decide that. Okay? You don't tell me you're a good man. I let you know whether or not you're good. I'm not saying you're not a good person, but are you a good man in a relationship? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. So I'm not missing out on a damn thing. Okay? So I was like, look, and then he gonna tell me, we finally go outside, he come outside behind me. He's like, you need to give me a chance. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in giving chances. A chance to do what? Exactly. He's like, get to know you. I said, see, what's happening right now is, I already told you no in the store, right? I said, and you can't take no for an answer. So now we're outside. And here I am again, trying to tell you, no. Now you can, and he was like, well, see, and that's when he was like, calm down. We'll never be a match. Don't, and I didn't say don't tell me to calm down. I said, I actually have a personality. I said, and that's not going to change. I said, the person that you're getting right now is who I am and how I am. I said, we're not a match. We wouldn't be compatible. You haven't known me for 15 minutes and you've already told me to calm down. I said, and you don't know me from a can of paint. Trust me, I'm being calm. I said, I'm telling you no, that I'm not interested and I'm not dating. And now you want to be a friend. What? I'm not even going to get into it because this will be from a podcast or something else. But I'm not saying men don't value friendships. I'm saying, I don't know what you're talking about, sir. So, okay. You know what I mean? No, I can't have a friend. No, my mother said I can't. So, no. Okay? My mother told me I can't have friends. No. I'm maxed out on friends. So, he was like, okay. Well, I'm just, so then he started and Sophia was right there. So she looking, and she all impressionable, and I gave him my number, y'all. And he immediately called it. And I was immediately pissed off. And he was like, yeah, because I got to call this number to make sure you're giving me the right number. I said, sir, it doesn't matter whether I give you the right number or not. I could block you immediately. So he's like, damn. I said, right. I said, see, the way I'm speaking is how it is for me. Everybody wants to be accepted. If I get with somebody, if I get into a relationship, I have to be accepted for how I am. Everybody just wants to be accepted. But I'm not begging for acceptance. I don't need anybody's validation, right? Self-validation is the only validation. I learned that a long time ago. So, once again, when I say I don't give a damn, I mean it. I'm not looking for your approval, sir. You know what I mean? Now, in a lot of situations when women reject men, you see it a lot of times where, they curse you out, call you all type of names. And so that was really the only reason why I gave him the number, because it was just like, I could block this nigga. I could block him immediately. You know what I mean? And so, which I did. Because after I gave him the number, it rang. And I was like, see, it rang, or whatever. And then he was like, yeah, you don't need to miss out on a good man. So then he was like, I'm going to call you in an hour. I said, don't do that. Don't call me in an hour. He's like, so when can I call? I said, maybe about 2 or 3 hours. 2 or 3 hours. I said, see, you see how you're asking me when you can do something, and then when I tell you when you can do it, you got a problem with it. We're not compatible. I didn't ask for your dignity. I'm not stripping you of your confidence or anything. I'm not doing any of that. But you don't like my answer, and so you're gonna try to force me to give you. That's not how it works with me, sir. That's not how I operate. So of course, as soon as he texts me, I immediately deleted and blocked. No, thank you. Like I said, give you a chance to do what I don't give people chances. Okay, I don't. I'm gonna just say this briefly, but when it comes to like dating right now, first of all, I'm not doing that right now. I'm not. I come from a place of no, and I don't even know if I'm working on that or not right now. I'm not sure that I'm working on that. I know that that's my truth. That I come from a place of no and rejection and always just being like, what the hell do you want? You know what I'm saying? Like, please, you know what I mean? But I'm not giving anybody a chance that I don't like. If I don't like you, this is not gonna happen. I gotta like you. So me giving you a chance because you like me, that's not happening. Unless, there's going to be some sort of intention behind it, and then I can be like, then I can, maybe soften up just a little bit and, just check it out and see. But for the most part, if I'm not liking you, it's likely not going to work. Because that's the only thing that's going to soften me up, is if I like you. But just because you like me, there's nothing for me to miss out on just because you like me. Okay? Trust. I've been in the game a long time. The answer is usually no. And that's just how it is. And of course, I'm going to die alone with a cat, which I prefer dogs. And so, catch me at the adoption agency. Catch me at the pound, baby. Catch me grabbing a dog off of the street. Okay? Because what you fail to realize is when you have a pet, you're never alone. They follow you everywhere. And that's the truth. But yeah. Oh, look. 8:05. Oh, not me late to work. They're going to use, let me see if they're going to use it against me. Like, but see, it can't be used against me. It can only be used in my favor. It's one of the reasons why I need to be working from home 2 days out the week. You see what I'm saying? Anything that goes on, me asking for my accommodation, only underscores what I'm looking for. Okay? You're putting me on a team to do extra work? Not me. Not me, girl. Okay? Why? My stress level is too high. I can't be doing extra work. I can only do the work that pays me. Any other work, if it's not paying me, I'm not doing it. Now, I'm not going to point, I'm telling y'all how I'm not going to do it. I would not tell my supervisor or anybody, that could, potentially give me a hard time that I'm not going to do it. I can show you better than I can tell you. You'll have to come get me, pull me to the side and be like, we gave you this list of things to do and you didn't do it. Correct. And now I'm going to give you a list of reasons why I'm still not going to do it. Which is another reason why, like I said, I'm preparing myself to have another career adventure, because whatever happens with what I'm doing right now, I need freedom. I'm too free, y'all. I'm a very free person. I need to be free. Okay? And so any job that I do going forward, it can't really be overly clocking in, and it needs to be like remote work, gig work, as they say, something that I can find to do consistent that I'm interested in. It can't really just be me sitting around at meetings all day on the Zoom, about the Zoom. I'm not interested. I'm gonna look at this person coming off the highway trying to get over. Baby, you gotta defensively drive. You get over when I let you over. Okay? Because Big Tina, I got a little bit of size on my Jeep. Calm down, people, okay? We all could have left earlier. Not me. I left when I left, okay? But anyway, yeah, so now I'm on the access road. So I finally made it over 8:08. 8:08, 9:10. I'll probably get to work before 8:15, which is when they want us to be like, oh, I'm going to be late. No. No, I don't. I'm on the phone right now with y'all, so I can't interrupt this call to tell them I'm not going to be here. You see that I'm not going to be here. You see it, and you know I didn't call out, so that automatically equals I'm going to be late. And so, and plus, to me, I'm the kind of person that asks for, I ask for forgiveness, not permission. You know what I mean? I prefer to do what I want and then find out later, if there's going to be a problem. I know. And then we'll come up with whatever after the fact, but, I don't like to ask permission for a lot of things. It's just how it is. Have we met? But anyway, hey Tanya. I'm almost there, girl. I am almost there. But yeah. But I want y'all, if y'all saw Sinners, or if y'all see Sinners before Saturday, let me know on this live in the comments if I should take Sophia by mistake to see it. You know, is it going to be a core memory, or is it too much? And I want you to use your brain from back in the day, right? I know it's not back in the day, but these kids have access to way more things, and I'm not raising a snowflake. Like I told her, I've been teaching her how to box because, like I said, I don't have to. I'm praying to God that she can get through all her formative years without a bully. I remember when I had a bully, and then I remember when I became a bully. This is at 171. My bully is a friend of mine on Facebook. You know what I mean? Girl, I ain't gonna call you out, but you know you was bullying me. I'm gonna tell you what she used to do too. My bully used to be like this every day, and I was shook every day. I was paranoid. I never told my mother, but I have to do the motion in order for you to see what had me panicking and shaking in my damn boots. Okay? Anytime we was in class or whatever, for whatever reason, I caught eyes with her, she would be like, she let me know I'm catching a beat down every day at 3 o'clock. Baby, I was scared. I was like, oh my God. Like, damn, first of all, what the hell did I do? Like, what the hell is going on? You know what I mean? And it's so terrible because it's like she never did anything, but she scared the shit out of me all the time. I was always worried after school, like, oh my God, you know what I mean? And for everybody from Queens, right? Remember when, back in the day when we used to go get string? You know, after we let out in 171, they would give us string, and then you could do, like the box, the Chinese staircase, you know, the little strings we used to do. I used to be so scared to go down and get my string because I was like, I should be going straight home or whatever. But I'll be like, I guess I'm gonna just get my ass beat because I need my string. But yeah, and then that next year, after my bully stopped, basically, we wasn't in the same class no more, so I'm assuming that's why it stopped. Who knows? But she never beat me up. Thank God, girl. I'm glad you never beat me up because I was like not ready. I think we was in like first grade. So Miss Geller, was it Miss Geller? Who's my first grade teacher? Miss Geller. Yeah, and then I had Miss Honesty in the third grade, then I had Miss Honesty again in the fifth grade. But yeah, she used to be like, 3 o'clock, baby, I'm coming for you. And then that next year, I became a bully to somebody, and I would tell her, but the difference between me and her was I used to put my hands on her. I used to pull her hair and slap her up a little bit. And she's my friend on Facebook too. Girl, forgive me. I never asked for forgiveness. Forgive me, girl. But my bully never asked me for forgiveness. But I forgave her anyway. Because that's like, she's my friend on Facebook. She'd delete her ass right now. She'd be like, damn, what the hell did I do, bitch? See, I cuss a lot. And I'd be trying to omit my cussing on, you know, while I'm talking to y'all. So y'all don't be like, damn. Like, wow, Shauna, for real. Like, I really, you know, I love cussing and carrying on. Okay, so I'm backing in. And I don't really have a minute to spare. It's 8:12. Well, I got 3 minutes because it's, you know, about to be 8:15 is blah, blah, blah. But anyway, I forgot my original point, but I am at work putting on my jacket. It be freezing up in there, but it's okay. I'm a problem solver. You know, I got a heater at my desk and I got a fan. Because what I'm going to do is control this temperature. Okay, death to perimenopause. Look at this, y'all. My green drink that I made. I got spinach, kale, carrots, orange, and grapes. So this is gonna hold me over until I'm gonna eat my lunch. You know how they want you to eat your lunch by 1:30? Not me, girl. I'm gonna eat my lunch lunch is what? 11:30 to 1. So when everybody finish lunch, that's when I start mine. I go to the cafeteria, I heat my food up, and then I bring it back to my desk so that everybody could be like, dang, what's that? Yeah, that's me doing it after the fact. But yeah. Drink water, y'all. Does the body good. Because you know it's doing mine good. Anyway, y'all. All right, let me go. All right, peeps. Y'all have a good day regardless. That's my plan. If anything happens in my meeting today, I will tell y'all about it in the morning. And if they try to play me about being 15 minutes late, I'm going to tell y'all about that in the morning too. And I'm going to tell y'all what I said. Hopefully that will leave me alone because like I said, I ain't got nothing for you before 9 o'clock. Anyway, peeps, love you guys. Have a good day regardless. Okay? Peace out.